Famcast Media, bitch.
Sometimes the ignorance is just too fraggin' real. Good evening, demons and demonesses. Haven't seen you guys in a while, and yes, I am wearing makeup. Took me a little bit to do it like this, and matter of fact, I don't think, come to think of it, it's been a very long time since I've, recorded anything, with makeup. As you can see, I kind of did like a goth style, I guess you can say corpse paint style makeup. I'm not wearing any, concealer or foundation or anything like that, just straight up, black makeup. And I think I did pretty well, although I am a bit rusty. But the reason why I'm wearing is kind of doing it in solidarity, especially after seeing, the shit that I saw today. Now, I was just scrolling through YouTube, checking out bands and whatnot. And also another thing, if you guys haven't checked out Pentagon Approved yet by KK Reaper, please do. I mean, that was a very, very good music video shoot. And also, he left a few clues in there, references to other KK Reaper works out there. I'm gonna let you guys discover that for yourselves. But I'm here to talk about something that I saw on YouTube that just didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I saw this pod video on YouTube. I'm guessing it's clips from, another podcast. And it's basically a man reacting to, someone who is goth. Now, this resonated with me mostly because, I am a goth and I am a metalhead. And also, as you guys can tell, I'm also a Satanist. And unfortunately, this is the reality that a lot of us have to deal with on a regular basis. I'm just going to roll the clip for you right now.
I get asked this question all the time, so I'm just going to keep it real, but I'm going to continue to stay with a positive page.
What the fuck am I looking at?
And I'm not, I'm saying down at anybody or doing none of that. So nothing that I'm doing and saying is wrong. What your man think?
Is this like Halloween? Comment section. What am I staring at?
Lad, you're staring at a beautiful goth woman. Now, from where I'm standing, this woman honestly doesn't really look that much different from any other goth woman that I've seen. Some people are, more tattooed than others. Some people are more pierced than others. I'd say this is practically like, right in between. Like, she's not completely overly pierced or overly tattooed. I've seen people that had their entire face tattooed. I know she has like a couple tattoos here and a couple tattoos there. Now, me personally, I'm not like a big fan of face tattoos. I honestly can't picture myself tattooing my face, although I'll draw all over it with makeup, so. Now, another thing that you hear this guy saying is, oh, is this Halloween? Lad, do you know how owed that insult is? It's not like every goth person on the whole fucking planet. It's not like every goth person on the whole fucking planet hasn't heard that at least 50,000 times already.
To be perfectly honest, to keep it real, like I've always been doing, my ex left me for a heavy-set Caucasian woman. And
the fat white chick probably wasn't tatted up like a goddamn extra on The Walking Dead. What the fuck am I looking at?
We keep saying it over and over again. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? Lad, have you ever looked at yourself in the fucking mirror? Like, you look like a fucking cocaine dealer. Like, nothing about you, even stands out. Except for the hat. In fact, your hat is the reason why I had to bring out my vape. I had to do this shit high because, my blood is getting bored and I need to calm down. This is White Widow. Got this from Zen Leaf Dispensary. So if you guys live in a state where this is legal, go get you some White Widow. Either way, I want to hear this woman's story. It's starting to get interesting.
Instead of leaving with dignity, just leaving to say face that if he sees me at any time, we can say hi to each other, we can speak to each other or whatever, and have a normal conversation like civilized people do. But we can't do that because he made me feel so low with wanting to be me and who I am, because he wanted something else, a different preference of color, a different preference of size. He literally made me feel like I'm not beautiful. So I'm glad he's out of my life, and I'm happy. I smile every time I get up. I'm like, I'm alive. And I wish him all the best, and I'm going to continue to try to do the best I can for me and my family.
Now, this part of the video really resonated with me, especially her story. And the main reason why is because, I've also been in the same situation. A couple of years ago, there was a woman that I had met on a dating site. Now we matched up. Apparently, she was attracted to me and I was attracted to her and vice versa. And we've been talking for a while. And, she's like sending me flirty comments and whatnot, saying, oh, you're so handsome. I like the way you look. You seem like such a charming guy. And then after that, I just kept getting a bunch of insult after insult after insult. Like, she would compliment me, and then she would say nice things and be all flirty, and then she'll talk shit about me, like, literally in the same breath. Like, she'd be like, oh, well, I wish you were into that goth. Oh, that goth stuff you have is so creepy. Why do you have so many pentagrams? Why do you look like you celebrate Halloween every day? I mean, you get what I'm saying. That's the same fucking insult that they use over and over and over again. Halloween this, Halloween that. You look creepy, you look scary. And I'm like, I'm goth. What the fuck did you expect? Hey, you act like you've never seen a goth person before. But, after weeks of, being flirted with and insulted at the same time, she actually decided, hey, let's go up and meet. And when I actually decided, to clear plans, make sure I took off of work, made sure that my schedule was cleared, she ended up basically canceling the date last minute and ghosting me. She was like, you know what, I don't think we should start dating each other, because if you introduce yourself to my family, they're going to talk crap about you for being a goth. So and the thing is, I was willing to compromise. I'm like, you know what? When I go to meet your family, or even when I'm going to date you, when we're going to hang out, I'll leave all my goth stuff at home. I'll take off my pentagrams. I won't wear any makeup, won't wear any, spikes or studs. Matter of fact, I was just going to wear, my New York Giants jersey. I have a Michael Strand jersey. I wasn't sure if I was going to wear the Michael Strand jersey or the Tiki Barber jersey. But, like I said, I'm a big Giants fan, so... But then again, this girl was from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, that's Eagles territory. So, I don't know, maybe that was another issue that, drove us apart. But she was like, nah, I don't want you to, stop dressing goth when you're around me, because I'm afraid that I'm forcing you to change who you really are. Now, to be honest, she's not going to change who I really am. And honestly, I'm not going to let anybody change who I really am. Like I said, this isn't really just, a phase. I'm almost 30 years old. Like, this is practically what I'm into. And the thing is, I never really got into this when I was I was a wee lad, because, like I said, I had very strict Christian parents. Even still to this day, my mother still hasn't accepted the fact that I am a goth. Still hasn't accepted the fact that, I'm a Satanist. Like, I literally have to practically put all of my satanic stuff away and all my goth stuff away whenever she's around, because she gets so triggered by it. And this is something that unfortunately a lot of black goths have to go through on a daily basis. Now, when it comes to family, when I get invited go to gatherings, cookouts, reunions, birthday parties, most of the time I still will go as goth. I just won't wear the spikes or the makeup or anything. I might just wear maybe a pentagram, or maybe an iron cross or something like that. But that's pretty much the most that I'll do. A lot of my cousins, they're all right with it, because they're also into the whole alternative thing. So I'm just happy to know that I'm not the only person in my family that is understanding of it and is into the stuff that I'm into. So now back to the story with the girl. Basically, she was like, you know what? She was like, I don't think we're going to have, a relationship or anything like that, so let's just be friends. I'm like, all right, cool, let's just be friends. So I texted her the next day. She didn't respond to any of my text messages, completely ghosted me. So I'm like, what, maybe maybe the phone number is out of service. I'm just going to, message her on the actual dating app. I saw that you can usually check when, someone reads your messages. It said that my message was read, and she didn't respond to it, so she pretty much just left me on read. So I sent another message like 2 days later. That one was also read and never responded to. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm guessing she ghosted me. Time for me, to move on. So that's exactly what I did. And I kid you not, 2 months later after that, she messages me on the dating app again, acting all confused, asking me all these questions. She was like, and she said to me, I'm really hurt, but I need to ask you one question. Why did you play me? I don't care that you did. I just want to know why. And I'm sitting here looking at the message, and I'm like, play it? When the hell did I play you, lass? You're the one that matched up with me. You were the one that sent me the first message. You were the one that, complimented me, then flirted with me, then insulted me, then complimented me, flirted with me, and insulted me in that fucking order. Then you say you want to just be friends, and when I'm willing to be friends with you, then you ghost me. So I'm like, what's up with all this? And then now you want to act like you're the fucking victim. And I think what had happened was she met another guy online. He turned out to be a fraud. He wasn't the type of person that he said he was. She probably dated, I don't know who the guy was. Probably, a stereotype of a guy, a basic guy or something like that. Like I said, turned out not to be what she wanted. Then she comes running back to me and then wants to play the victim card and act like I played it. I was trying to be nice with you, get to know you. You want to hang out. You want to just be friends. I would have been okay with that. Because, a lad could never have too many goth friends. So I responded to her and I'm like, lass, I'm sorry, I'm confused. When did I ever play you? I've been messaging you for a couple weeks and, you haven't really been saying anything. And from then on, I never got a response to that either. Neither to the text message or, the messages that I sent her within the dating app. And I think, and this also pertains to, the video with the other woman that on the podcast. I think there's the type of guys that are out there, or in this case, my case, the type of girl. There's people out here in the dating atmosphere that, are so used to dating someone that's basic that they start to fetishize those that are, goths and metalheads. And then when when they actually start dating or meeting someone that's a goth or a metalhead, and they realize that, it's not just, a phase, it's not just, dress up, that they're really about that fucking life, then they want to change and be like, oh, well, I can't, these people are weird, these people are freaks, these people aren't normal. And then they use that to try and disrespect us because of our lifestyle, because of the music we listen to, or the way we dress, or what type of makeup we wear. It's I think the perfect summarization of this would be the Megadeth song, Whose Life Is It Anyway? Now the chorus of the song is, you hate the way I wear my clothes, you hate my friends and where we go. I see you in the shadows. You think you know what's best for me, you hate everything you see in me. Have you looked in a mirror? Just whose life is this anyway? You tell me how to live, but who asked you anyway? Hey, just whose life is this anyway? Costs so much more than the price I ain't gonna pay. I mean, if you want to date a goth person, be 100% serious about it, but don't just, fuck around and treat us like we're some sort of, freaky fetish or something like this, Matter of fact, maybe research what the goth subculture is, how it originated, and, try and get to know us a lot better for who we are instead of, how we look or how we dress.
You ain't gonna blame this on skin color. You're not gonna say he went out there and got him a white woman, a fat one at that. It doesn't matter. I'm sure she doesn't look like you, like 99% of other people on this planet.
Alright, now this is another issue where I think this lad is total bollocks. Alright, now he's saying that, race or skin color has nothing to do with it, and I got another story to tell you about that. Now, there was another website that, I had a dating profile on. And basically, there's two stories I want to tell you because, both of them involve race. Now, there was this girl that I had matched up with, and, same like the story before. We matched up together. We were kind. We were speaking amongst each other, and it was time for us, to actually meet on a date. Now, she actually, goes to the restaurant to actually meet me. And she's actually surprised by me. She's like, well, you look a lot different. And I'm like, you look a lot darker than usual. And I'm like, I was like a little confused by that. I'm like, well, maybe it's the shea butter that I'm wearing because it was the summertime, and during the summer, I put on shea butter to keep my skin moisturized, and also because I have eczema. So if you guys know what eczema or psoriasis is, it's not something that's fun to have. Your skin is always, irritated. So she was like, oh, well, in your profile pictures, you look white. Now, I actually have one of my, dating profile pictures. I'm going to post it, right at the top of the screen. Now, tell me something. Do I really look white? I mean, I'm clearly black. I mean, come on, lass. I'm black.
I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black. I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm back. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black and I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blacker than black and I'm black, y'all. And I'm
But like the way that the photo was taken, your skin looks a lot lighter in the photo than you do in real life.
This license says you Indian. That pinup make you look like a white man. What the hell are you?
She was like, I know that's you, but like I said, you're not what I was expecting. All right, so let's just sit down and talk about it over a cup of coffee. So the waitress comes over, she gives us the coffee and whatnot, and she honestly didn't really stay for the entire date. She kind of left like after she got her one cup of coffee, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm only interested in dating white guys at the moment. I don't mean to insult you. I'm not racist or anything like that." And in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, what does skin color have to do with anything? We both share the same interests, and we both respect each other. Then I don't see why race would even matter. The type of guy that I am, I don't really care what race or what religion or, that shit doesn't matter to me. I consider myself, a pretty, accepting and, decent guy. But, unfortunately, not everyone out there is like that. So after the cup of coffee, she left and, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even bothered going to get anything to eat. I'm just going to get my coffee and then just hit back on the road and, continue to live the rest of my day. So I spent the rest of my day with my daughter, and that was that. I never spoke to that girl ever again. I don't know what she's up to now, because like I said, I haven't logged into that dating site in it's got to be a couple years now. So that's that. But also there was another incident that happened on that same dating site. There was a girl that I had met. We also matched up together, and I sent her a message. I'm like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I also got left on read on that website. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go look at her profile. Now, what she did was she changed the biography of her profile. When it first started out, she just listed, bands that she was into, listed activities she liked to do. Now, her new bio had it in all capital letters. I am not interested in dating any colored men. And when I say colored men, I mean all colors. No blacks, no Asians, no Latinos. I only want to date white men. And I'm looking at this girl's profile pic, and here's what's even more shocking. The person who wrote this was black. This was a black woman who says that she refuses to go on a date with black men, black, Asian, Latino, whatever. So yeah, when it comes to dating, there are a lot of people out there that are, very picky and in this case, some even flat out racist. So it is what it is. I've even worked with coworkers who said, other black guys that said that they would refuse to date black women, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. What does skin color have to do with attractiveness? But, I think my father said it best. Beauty is only skin deep. Let me just continue on with this.
I don't know why that video legitimately got me upset. Why would you do that to yourself? You want to do that shit and you want to look like a malnourished vampire? That's on you. But you can't expect anyone with a rational mind to want to look at that. Can you imagine rolling over in the middle of the night and see that goddamn ghoul in the bed with you? The fuck? And the crazy part is, I'm sure she was a nice looking woman before she did all that to herself. You have to find, usually people who are tattooed or overly tattooed, who have the gauges and all that other weird shit, usually see a man like that. You know what this one woman to be? Just like that. Go find you some other tattooed freak. I need to go to the circus or some shit. This is odd behavior. Let's look at her face again. This is some shit you would see in your nightmares, man. Are you kidding me? You tattooed freak. Do better. This some bullshit. Why would she do that to herself? That's insane, man. People need therapy. Normal people don't do stuff like that. Nah.
All right, so I think the ending kind of just gave all of it away. The whole quote where Normal people don't do stuff like that. And at the end of the day, who wants to be normal? Who wants to be a cookie cutter image of somebody else? Do you not believe in individuality? Did your mother never tell you to march at the beat of your own drum? Why the fuck would you want to be like everybody else, or why the fuck would you expect someone else to be like everybody else? Think about it. Like, don't you believe in individuality? Like, people should have their own personality, their own likes, and their own interests. Not be like, oh, well, I gotta be like... Also, I want to interject here and ask a serious question. Alright? If this was a white person that was, posting a goth video on TikTok, do you really think that this guy would be going after her the way that he's going after this one? I think it's quite obvious that the main reason why he's going after this woman like this is simply because she's a black goth girl. Because, God forbid a black person decides that, hey, let's stray from the norm. I wanted to, be my own person. And then they decide to be, hey, you know what? I like the goth subculture. I'm going to do goth TikToks. I guarantee you he would have nothing to say if this was a white person. But simply because this woman is black and she's, different from all the other black people and different from his stereotyped version of a black person, he's basically making fun of her. If this was a white person, he wouldn't be calling her a freak or telling her to go to the circus or say anything about her piercings or tattoos or gauges or any of that shit. So, like I said, it's definitely some self-hate going on right here. Now, like I said earlier, I do think that the face tattoos are a little bit excessive, but that's my honest opinion. I mean, I've seen people with more face tattoos than that, so I'd say that's like pretty mild. And the grill, that could be hit or miss. Like, I don't really find, the diamond grill attractive. But, maybe it's one of those grills that you put on and take off. So I don't think her teeth are permanently, bejeweled like that. Like I said, maybe she went to a photo shoot. Maybe this is, how she dresses, like when she's in front of the camera. But now as for me, I have actually gone out in public, dressed up like an actual metalhead. And the many times that I have gone out in public as a gothic metalhead, surprisingly, I've gotten a lot of compliments. I went into, Dollar Tree to pick up some Monster Energy, and I walked by this one customer, and she looks at me, and she's like, oh my god, I love your style. And you'd be honest, it really meant a lot to me. Because I'm just so used to, people saying all sorts of stuff about goth people and how we're freaks and how we're weirdos and we look like zombies and vampires and all that other crap. And then you have someone that says, oh, I like your style. Now, years ago, back when I used to work at a convenience store, what happened was there was another store in the area that, a bunch of people called out and they need extra help. So it was my day off. I'm like, you know what? I could use the extra cash. I'm going to go in. And I didn't even bother, changing or taking off my makeup or anything like that. I just walked into the store, I put the name tag on, I just put on my gloves and I start, unloading boxes. And, once I got done, stocking up the shelves, that's when you had a rush coming. You had a bunch of people, they were getting out of school, the parents were getting off of work, and they're going into the store, to buy food and groceries, so they needed extra help on the cash register. And since, I was the only competent person, that could operate the cash register, I'm like, you know what? We'll switch. You finish, putting these boxes up. I'll take over the cash register. Now, this store was in an area that was predominantly black. And honestly, the compliments I got was very, very, very surprising. I had this man that walked up to me, and I'm guessing he was Muslim or something like that. And he was like, you know what? I love your style. It's very unique. I've never seen anyone dressed like that before. And, it made me so happy, to hear this. Because like I said, being a black man and being a goth, you get all sorts of crap. People start, like I said, they stereotype you. They have their own, preconceived notions about you. And they'll believe anything that they hear on the internet, despite how far-fetched and outrageous it is. I can't even tell you how many times, people have, said crazy things about goths and Satanists, and then when I actually pop and say, hey, I'm a goth and I'm a Satanist, this is what we actually believe, not all goths are Satanists. Some goths, goth is basically just a subculture. Satanism is basically just what I believe in. It's my, religion, or technically it's a philosophy because, like, Satanists don't actually worship the devil. And anyone that's read the Satanic Bible would know that. Now, some people have actually, been willing to listen and, ask me, legitimate questions. And then you have other people that would rather just believe whatever they want to believe on the internet, and then they just block me literally immediately after. And this is another, downfall about what religion does to your mind. Religion doesn't teach you, how to think. It teaches you what to think and what to think about others. This is just a glimpse of reality of what every goth and alternative person has to deal with, especially if they're black. So, yeah, don't mean to bring race or anything all into it. I know that's kind of a divisive issue, but, like I said, this is reality. This is what I've had to go through and experience myself, goth while black, or being a metalhead while black. That's all I got to say. I got even more stories to tell you, but I'll save those stories for a different time in a different video. Alright, you guys, you stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, and also check out KK Reaper's Pentagon Approved. This is one of his transmissions from the studio. I swear, I freaking love these blog style videos that KK does. They're amazing. Alright, you guys, stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.